Good day everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the SM-91 twin-engined Italian attack aircraft added as part of 1.85 Supersonic. Now, this aircraft, when I first saw it on the dev server, oh my Jesus, I was just like, I want it, I want to get it, I want to see what this thing can do. And she doesn't let me down. So what is the SM-91 in the Northern? Well, it's classed as an attacker. That's sort of right for what it did in real life. However, who really is going to use this as an attack aircraft? No one. The armament, 6 20mm MG151s with 300 rounds per gun. That's the same ammo count as the SO-8000 Narval, and that's what, battle rating 5.7 or something? It also gets a 20mm tail turret, which looks suspiciously like a security camera. So, this is meant to be an attacker. What's this bomb load like? Well, it's got, you can either take nothing, which you get stock anyway, 650s or 6 100s. Not a lot to choose from, but the spade is actually quite simple. I went 20 turret, then radiator, compressor, 20mm, engine injection, then wings repair, and just did the rest. It was a good spade for me. I'll show you my stats. I got 7 air kills, 2 deaths, 85 ground targets. Now normally I would not use an attacker, well a designated attacker, as an attack aircraft, but simply because of how quickly allied teams died in this thing, I just thought ground pounding would get me some better RP. Overall, the plane handles well, dives pretty well, comes with an air brake, which you can see right here, which is very handy for dive bombing if you choose to do so. However, this aircraft does have a couple of key weaknesses. One, it's not very maneuverable. I find myself being outturned by P-61s almost. But once you get the engines done, you can give them a run for their money. Second of all, there's no armor anywhere on the aircraft. No armor for the gunner, no armor for the pilot, no bulletproof glass, no nothing. This aircraft is completely unarmored, and it's very, very vulnerable to anti-aircraft fire. Which is, it's alright, but if you get hit once by AA, you have 2 massive radiators right here for the oil cooling systems in the engines, and not only that, you have liquid cooling systems right underneath the wings, which you will see from behind as well. So, what's the high performance or the high altitude performance like? It's not bad. I mean, I took it up there twice. Good speed, decent maneuverability, but it really doesn't handle like a twin-engine heavy fighter like a P-38. It's not really meant for that, but you can make it work. The 20mm tail turret is very handy, both for taking out people who get on your 6 and dealing with light ground targets. The 20mm cannon on the back is perfect for that. It gets 350 rounds, and my personal preference is universal. The default rounds will do the job. Armored targets I find to be ineffective, but that's my personal opinion. Offensive 20s, I either use air targets or universal. That's my personal preference. I spaded this aircraft in, I believe, about 5 or 6 battles. It was 8 battles, 2 of which I died in, the rest I survived. The one thing you will have to note though is that you do get down tier to 2.7 and it feels clubby in that environment. The climb rate when stock is pretty good for the aircraft, and overall it's pretty decent in terms of climb, even when stock, which I'm happy with. The bombs are not enough to take out a base. You can kill ground targets with them, but you have to be very accurate. I did use, well in fact in the replay that I'm going to show you guys, I do use this thing as a base bomber, but I also meet a pilot which I'm going to be basing also a possible other video on. And of course, because it's got 620s, I had to add something funny. So I put Friday the 13th, the nightmare pretty much, on the wing. Because you do not want to go head on with this aircraft. Many people think it's just an ordinary attack aircraft with a couple of machine guns, maybe a cannon. But they fly straight into 6 20mm cannons and just get eviscerated. The air target rounds destroy anything in their path. So why don't we up into the replay, and I'll give my personal preference on the aircraft. So today's battle is on Bulge, and this was the 4th flight for the aircraft. I had the 650kg bombs done, I had the 20s done, a couple of other upgrades. I had the engines halfway done. In terms of upgrades, this battle took half an hour. And it's because of this chap right here, Coward. Fitting name. I'm just going to turn down the volume. So, what's good about this aircraft? Well, the level flight speed on the deck, to say this is about half spaded, isn't too bad. It's not the fastest thing at rank 4. Well, it's 3.7. You may get down tiered, you may get up tiered. So, my first target was this base over on the left hand side on Bulge. I just wanted to get rid of my bombs because I know they won't do anything to tanks. As you saw there, a BTD went screaming in, which is nothing new. I tend to see a lot of BTD pilots doing that. We've already lost one of our bases to one of those BTDs. And there's the second one coming in to intercept me. Kendall 0211. He is going to regret that decision. So, the aircraft itself, I did enjoy spraying at the plane. Just the lack of armour just didn't help it for what I tried to use it for. I tried to use it as a multi-role fighter. Without armour plating, it just... Well, I get lucky in this head-on, needless to say. Kendall could have easily shot me down. I fire a brief burst, get out of the way. He fires another burst, stops firing, dives down, and I blow him out the sky with the 620s. That's my first kill. And now I am en route to some ground targets, I believe. Or I might be returning to the base. I don't recall returning to base at this moment. No, I'm going for ground targets. Go me. So the air target rounds, as you saw there, will completely decimate an aircraft. And I'm about to approach my first tank column. I always go for the light vehicles because the 20mm do not have the punch to go through. And there we go, good first run. And I'll use the 20 like I said. Now the 20mm tail turret looked like it was missing there. That's just a replay. There's nothing much I can do to change that. Over there you'll see a Russian pilot in a 205 getting bullied by two planes. It was a Hellcat and a Yak. They decided to have a crack at me. Eventually, of course. Once I've strafed out some more ground targets. I turned away because I was hoping for my fighters to come in. And well, the thing is about this aircraft is that people see it and they just immediately think it's a twin-engined, useless aircraft. They obviously didn't look at the dev server, they didn't see the overall aircraft itself, they didn't check it out in the hangar, and they just automatically assume that it's going to be weak in a head-on. Now unfortunately, I was hoping to get both the Hellcat and the Yak-3, but sadly I only get the Yak-3. Hellcat starts firing from a mile out, 50 cals have a very dangerous long range. The Yak-3 then pulls into the vertical and does this. I don't know why on sodding earth you would do that, mate, but thanks for the second kill. is all I'll say. Purpose and his C205 comes in, cleans up the Hellcat for me. I'll give him a thank you in chat. And well, the enemy team are down to only 4 planes now. P-38, a Firebrand, an XP-55, and Coward in his P-47. I won't sit you through the entire replay, but I just want to make a point here. I met Coward in the spading match with his plane, and he did the exact same tactic. Luckily, my team were able to intercept him before he started space climbing. But it's just, players like that really do get on my nerves. Why join the battle? Why waste my time when you could just land, end the match, finish the match? I can get the spading done quicker, and I can get more footage for you guys. It's just those kind of pilots that really do irritate me in War Thunder. I really wish players would stop doing it, because it gets on my nerves. Again, using the 20mm tail turret. Now, you do have to watch out for it running out of ammo, but a single 20 fires way slower than two 20s. So you get a good effective time on target. It's got a good overall view of the actual battlefield. And well, it's not bad. I mean, I do like the tail turret. It comes in very useful. So, what's my opinions? Well, yeah, get this thing. It will come in very, very useful for Tank RB when you get to the higher tiers. However, just be mindful that this thing doesn't have any armor. So, Sherman's firing their 50 cals at you will completely Shrek you. Other planes will outturn you, such as single engine fighters, P-38s will give you a run for your money, and P-61s will also do the same. So now I'm going to skip far ahead. And don't worry people, Coward gets his just desserts. But I just want to make a point. If you're gonna join a match in War Thunder, and you're gonna play like that, please just stick to single missions. It irritates me. So at that moment there, I've just bombed out the base, and I've now gone for some more RP. There's AA guns all over their auxiliary airfield, or second airfield if you want to say it in a more simple way. And I appropriately dispose of them. I take out the more dangerous AA guns, because we know how broken AA is in War Thunder at the moment. Still a few AA guns to clear up. There's another 3 light AA left. And then I will eventually return to base, but then I decide, sod it, I'm going to climb and go after Coward. And that's the AA cleaned up. That's my last ground target kill for the match. And now we will skip ahead because, well, a lot of it is just where I'm flying back to my airbase, and at this moment I've decided, screw it, I'm going to climb. Now Coward is once again being a coward. I swear he must be French. And he is running to his airfield at high altitude. At this altitude, the SM-91 does do pretty damn well. I will give it that. As you can see, the speed is actually pretty damn decent at this altitude. It's got good high altitude engines. However, against a P-47, you ain't got much hope. So you really have to wait to catch the P-47 unawares. At this point, the SM-91 down there has taken damage from the airfield at AAA. I believe the Falcon 1.90 has as well. And now I'm just watching Coward. He actually crashes on the runway. I don't know how you could do that, but I guess he was retreating so hard he hit the ground. So So at this point, I drop the air brakes, lose some altitude, and try and locate him. And I spot the contrail, which you can see right here. Now, coward, if you watch this video, mate, I doubt you will, but please, don't do this. Stop doing this, it's not funny. And you got your just desserts by an Italian twin-engine fighter. Well, attacker. And you definitely got your just desserts. I did not resort to letting you go. I just had to blow your plane apart. Because I'm tired of people like you. And well, if your situational awareness was anything good, you would have heard me coming and turned appropriately. So overall, get the SM-91. It is a lot of fun. It was a quick spade for me because I had a 30% booster on, which was about to expire, and I thought I'd use it. It was a nice quick spade, a fun quick spade, and I will be using this in Tank RB when the time comes, and when I actually get to that BR, because I did not buy into Italian Tank CBT, but when it rolls around, I'll be sure to give videos and things like that on certain tanks, and you never know, I might even do a preview of what I think is going to be good in the Italian Tech tree and what I think is going to be bad. But for the meantime, that's it for today, and I'll catch you all on the next one.